Welcome to Statistics Made Simple, and I'm Savita Walsang. I'm sure all of you have watched my previous videos on the Bernoulli distribution and the binomial distribution. Especially for the second PUC students, I recommend that you be really thorough with all the properties of the binomial distribution and the 20 problems which we have worked out. If you are thorough with all those properties and the problems, then the Poisson distribution, which I'm going to explain in this video, would be very simple. So let's get started with the third discrete distribution, that is the Poisson distribution. The Poisson distribution is a third discrete distribution. Let me give you a recap of the first two discrete distributions which we have already done in my previous videos. The first one was the Bernoulli distribution. The Bernoulli distribution has the PMF P of x equal to p to the power x q to the power 1 minus x, where x takes the values 0, 1, 0 otherwise. The Bernoulli distribution has only one parameter, that is p, and it is the probability of success. And remember that E of x is equal to p, V of x is equal to pq, where q is equal to 1 minus p, and it is called as the probability of failure. And SD of x is root of pq. Now remember that for the Bernoulli distribution, the experiment has to be conducted only once and it will result in a success or a failure. But if an experiment is repeated a finite number of times and if it results in a success or a failure, then it becomes the binomial distribution. So the PMF of the binomial distribution is P of x equal to NCx p to the power x q to the power n minus x, where x takes a value 0, 1, 2, so on up to n. Q is equal to 1 minus p, 0 otherwise. So how many parameters does the binomial distribution have? It has two, that is n and p. So n stands for the number of times you conduct the experiment, or it stands for the number of trials, and p is the probability of success. So the mean of the binomial distribution is E of x equal to np. The variance is V of x equal to npq, and the standard deviation is SD of x equal to root npq, where q is equal to 1 minus p. Also remember that for both Bernoulli and binomial distribution, the mean is always greater than the variance. I won't discuss further. I'm just giving you the basic properties of the Bernoulli and the binomial distribution. The Poisson distribution is named after S.D. Poisson, who was a mathematician and discovered it in 1838. It measures the probability of a certain number of events happening in a fixed interval of time. The Poisson distribution is used in situations where the probability of success of an event is very small. You'll understand this concept when I discuss the examples of the Poisson distribution. Keep in mind that the Poisson distribution is a discrete distribution, and for a discrete distribution we have the probability mass function, or the PMF. So let's start with the definition. Let x be a discrete random variable. So also remember that a random variable is always denoted by capital letters. Then it is said to follow Poisson distribution if its PMF is given by P of x equal to, open the flower bracket, and now there are two rows. In the first row you have e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, where x takes the values 0, 1, 2, so on. It continues up to infinity. The next line, write 0 otherwise. So, what does this expression mean? It means that when x takes positive values like 0, 1, 2, so on up to infinity, then the PMF is P of x equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factorial. 0 otherwise. Otherwise means if x takes negative values like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so on, up to minus infinity, then P of x is equal to 0. So remember that the range of variation for the Poisson distribution is x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. It continues up to infinity. Whereas for the Bernoulli distribution, the range of x was only 0 and 1. And for the binomial distribution, the range of variation was x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. Now the E which you see in the PMF is a mathematical constant whose value is approximately equal to 2.71828. We won't be using this value in any of the problems. This is only for your understanding. Now in the PMF, you observe lambda. Now lambda is called as the parameter of the Poisson distribution. So Bernoulli distribution had only one parameter, that was P. Binomial distribution had two parameters, N and P, whereas the Poisson distribution, it has one parameter, that is lambda. And see under note 2, you have the expression x follows P, within brackets you have lambda. Now this is read as x is a Poisson variate with parameter lambda. So P here doesn't stand for probability, but it stands for the Poisson distribution. Let's discuss some of the practical uses of the Poisson distribution with a few examples. Now suppose we have a textbook store which rents on an average say about 200 books every Saturday. Using this data, we'll be able to predict the probability that more books will sell, maybe say 300 or 400 on the following Saturday. Let's take another example of the number of diners in a certain restaurant every day. So if the average number of diners for 7 days is 500, you can predict the probability of a certain day having more customers. So because of this application, Poisson distribution is used by businessmen to make forecasts about the number of customers or sales on certain days or seasons of the year. With the Poisson distribution, companies can adjust supply to demand in order to keep their business earning good profit. In addition, waste of resources can also be prevented. So how do we identify whether a problem is based on the Poisson distribution? So here are a list of examples which will help you to identify the Poisson distribution. The first one, number of deaths occurring in a city in a day. Second, number of road accidents occurring in a city in a day. Number of incoming telephone calls at an exchange in 1 minute. Number of vehicles crossing a junction in 1 minute. Number of customers arriving at the supermarket per hour. Number of printing mistakes per page in a textbook. Continuing with the examples, number of defects in a bale of cloth. Recollect at this point that if the word defective is used, then it is the binomial distribution. Whereas if the word defect is used, it is the Poisson distribution. The eighth example, number of arrivals at an ATM facility every day. Number of patients in a doctor's clinic in an hour. Number of visitors to a mall every day. Number of beds occupied in a large hospital in a day. So you see that in all these examples which I have listed down, we are considering a certain number of events happening in a fixed interval of time. It can be in a day, it can be in a minute, it can be in an hour, okay, or like a particular page in a textbook. We are trying to find out the mistakes or number of defects in a bale of cloth. So these examples will help you to identify that the given problem is based on the Poisson distribution. Now let's learn some of the important properties of the Poisson distribution. Under the binomial distribution, we had learned about 15 properties, and you have seen how they are used in 1 markers, 2 markers, and 5 mark problems. Similarly, now we'll discuss about 14 properties of the Poisson distribution. The first one, the mean of the Poisson distribution is E of x equal to lambda. So E stands for expectation, and within brackets it's always a random variable, so it will be capital X. Second one, the variance of the Poisson distribution is V of x equal to lambda. Third, the standard deviation of the Poisson distribution is SD of x. You know that the standard deviation is the root of the variance, so it will be equal to root lambda. Fourth one, the mean is equal to the variance for the Poisson distribution. Let's recollect now that for both the Bernoulli and the binomial distribution, the mean was greater than the variance. So only for the Poisson distribution, you see that the mean is equal to the variance and it will be equal to lambda. The fifth property, when lambda is not an integer. Not an integer means it can be a number which has the decimal point involved. In that case, the Poisson distribution is unimodal. By unimodal, we mean that the distribution has only one mode, and the mode would be the integral part of the value of lambda. What do you mean by integral part of lambda? It means the value which is there before the decimal point. So whenever lambda is a number which has a decimal point, then the Poisson distribution is unimodal and the mode is the integral part of lambda. Let's take an example. You'll understand it very easily. Suppose lambda is equal to 3.2. So now the number which we have, that is 3.2, is not an integer because it has a decimal point involved. So what is the value which you see before the decimal point? The value which we see before the decimal point is 3. So in this case, the mode will be equal to 3. Similarly, the sixth property, when lambda is an integer. By integer we mean the value should not have a decimal point in it. In that case, the Poisson distribution is bimodal. By bimodal we mean that the distribution will have two modes, and those two modes are denoted by lambda minus 1 and lambda. For example, if we take lambda equal to 4, then you see that 4 is a whole number. It doesn't have a decimal point involved. That means it is like an integer. Then the two modes will be calculated using the formula lambda minus 1 and lambda, that is 4 minus 1 and 4. So the two modes will be 3 and 4. The seventh property is the probability distribution of a Poisson variate. You know that a probability distribution is a table which has two rows. In the first row, you will have the x values, that is small x values, which is the range of the random variable. And in the second row, you will have the probabilities, which are denoted by P of x. So now the probability distribution of a Poisson variate x is obtained by performing the following calculations and then writing them in a tabular format. So we know that the PMF of the Poisson distribution is P of x equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factorial. And what is the range for the Poisson distribution? It takes values 0, 1, 2, so on, which continues up to infinity. Now first put x equal to 0 in the PMF. So you'll get P of 0 equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power 0 by 0 factorial. You know that any number to the power 0 is 1 and 0 factorial is also 1. So on the slide you see that you'll get e to the power minus lambda into 1 divided by 1, which is equal to e to the power minus lambda. So when we put x equal to 0, p of 0 is e to the power minus lambda. Similarly now put x equal to 1 in the PMF. So you'll get p of 1 equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power 1 by 1 factorial, which is equal to e to the power minus lambda. You know that any number to the power 1 will be that number itself. So you'll get lambda divided by 1 factorial is 1, which results in e to the power minus lambda into lambda. Now put x equal to 2 in the PMF. So you'll get P of 2 equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda square divided by 2 factorial, which is equal to e to the power minus lambda, lambda square divided by 2 factorial will result in 2. Similarly, we can put different values for x and we can get the corresponding probabilities. So next what we have done is we have just written all the x values and p of x values in a tabular format, that is in the last part of the slide. So form a table. In the first row you write x as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and it continues. So put dots in the last column and in the second row write p of x and write the corresponding probabilities which you have got, that is e to the power minus lambda. Then when x is 1, the corresponding probability is e to the power minus lambda into lambda. When x is 2, you will get p of x as e to the power minus lambda, lambda squared by 2. Similarly, if we had tried it out for 3 and 4, the probabilities which we would have got are e to the power minus lambda, lambda cubed divided by 6 and e to the power minus lambda, lambda 4 divided by 24 and so on. Okay, from an examination point of view, if you just write the table for x taking the values 0, 1, 2 and the remaining columns you put some dots and then you write the corresponding probabilities as e to the power minus lambda, e to the power minus lambda into lambda and e to the power minus lambda, lambda squared by 2, so on. That would be sufficient. The eighth property is an important one which can come as a 2-mark question. The Poisson distribution is a limiting form of the binomial distribution under the following 3 conditions. A similar property we had learned under the binomial distribution. The 3 conditions are when the number of trials are very large. You know that when we use the word very large, it means it is infinity. So when the number of trials is very large means in terms of notations we write it as n tends to infinity. Tends to is replaced by the right-sided arrow. We have already used this earlier. So the first condition is when the number of trials, that is n, is very large. in other words, n tends to infinity. Second, when the probability of success, so probability of success is denoted by P, that should be very small. The smallest value which we know is 0. So in terms of notations, it means that P tends to 0. And the third condition is when lambda is equal to NP, which is a finite value. So under these three conditions, the Poisson distribution becomes a limiting form of the binomial distribution. You'll see that this property will be using in certain problems under the Poisson distribution topic. Ninth one, the Poisson distribution tends to the normal distribution when lambda is very large. So we have only one condition, and that condition is whenever lambda is very large or when lambda tends to infinity, the Poisson distribution tends to the normal distribution. The 10th property, the Poisson distribution is positively skewed. By positively skewed, we mean that the right tail of the curve will be longer than the left tail, and for such a distribution, beta 1, which is a measure of skewness, should be greater than 0. So before I explain the 11th property, let's remember or recollect the term kurtosis. Kurtosis refers to the peakedness of a curve, and the measure for kurtosis is given by beta 2. So if a curve of a distribution is not very peaked and if it is not very flat, then it is said to be mesokurtic, and for such a distribution beta 2 will be equal to 3. And if a curve is more peaked than the normal, then it is said to be leptokurtic and beta 2 will be greater than 3. And if the curve is flatter than the normal curve, then it is said to be platykurtic and beta 2 will be less than 3. Now coming back to the Poisson distribution, the Poisson distribution is a leptokurtic distribution. That means beta 2 value will be greater than 3. The 12th, 13th and 14th property will be using in certain 5-mark problems. The 12th one, the recurrence relation between successive probabilities is given by P of x equal to lambda by x, P of x minus 1. This is a much simpler formula as compared to the recurrence relation between successive probabilities in the binomial distribution. 13th one, the theoretical or the expected frequency is given by Tx is equal to capital N into P of x. You know that capital N stands for the total frequency. The 14th one, the recurrence relation between successive frequencies is given by Tx equal to lambda by x, Tx minus 1. Now see the difference between the 12th and the 14th property. The 12th one is the recurrence relation between successive probabilities. So it is in terms of P of x and P of x minus 1. Whereas the 14th one is the recurrence relation between successive frequencies and it's in terms of Tx and Tx minus 1. And the remaining terms, that is lambda by x, remain the same. So please be thorough with all these 14 properties of the Poisson distribution. You and listen to the videos carefully till you understand the concepts thoroughly and keep practicing. Thank you for watching, and in my next video I'll explain solutions to problems based on the Poisson distribution.